What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe.
Let's run this back, Kellen. Let's run this back.
So what you heard right there was Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni on the post-game stage, having just gotten the trophy, talking to Terry Bradshaw and telling Kellen Moore, hey, man, come on, baby, let's run it back one more year. Obviously, pitching Moore to stay after Kellen Moore has been is heavily expected to be the next head coach of the New Orleans Saints. At this point, the only thing that would stop him from being the next head coach of the New Orleans Saints would be a Billy Donovan-esque change of heart. Everything, the ink is essentially dry. Though he's flying back with Philly. He's flying back with the team to Philly. Then the process will officially continue. But look, if you're someone, here's what I would say, and let me know if y'all agree. I don't care where you were at with Kellen Moore going into all of this. It's impossible to emerge from watching him win a Super Bowl and not feel better. So let's say you didn't like him, you still feel a little better about him. Let's say you loved him, you still feel even better about him. At least that's exactly where I was pretty tepid on him. It's kind of like, okay, man. And again, I think he's taking over a terrible situation, getting all that. But I definitely feel better now. I like the game plan. Taylor, you just highlighted a very good play call during that a lot of teams failed to do last night.
No, we were talking about failing to put good teams away. It was the Chiefs had the ball. They were going forward 4th and 5, around the 45-yard line. The ball gets batted down. The first play of that drive, instead of sitting on the ball trying to run the clock out, Hurts throws it to Devontae Smith, a 46-yard touchdown on the first drive.
Yeah.
First play of that drive, right after stopping him on 4th down. That's how you put good teams away.
Which even Brady in the booth, who was I thought all right last night. Even Brady in the booth kind of highlighted that was unexpected. What was not expecting a shot play there, and yet it was the true stake through the heart. We will not even allow you to make us Atlanta 2.0. Jake, how do you emerge out of this thinking about Kellen Moore?
I think you feel better about it. I think that's somebody that showed you within the season that he can change based on his best players, because this is a team that last time they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, they had to throw for 300 yards. Well, this DNA of this team was not that. It was to run the football, take chances when you could, and they did that. And they did it to Devontae Smith. They did it to A.J. Brown. They did it to Dotson. They did it to multiple players, knowing everything was set up off the run. And if you're New Orleans, you know that you still have a very quality running back, and you're not going to put all the pressure on the quarterback. You have to be an efficient quarterback. So I think when you look at what he did with Justin Herbert last year when he was the Chargers OC, they had to pass the ball, right? They didn't have a running game. And so for them, that's what they had to do. Well, this year, it was the complete opposite. And so that gives you hope that he's going to see what he has, see what he has available to him, and he's going to put that offense out there and not try to force something that is not there. And just based off the candidates that you had and basically everybody kind of saying no thanks, this does at least feel like somebody that you can get behind.
Well, and again, now that it feels like this is going to be the guy, you know how my brain works. I'm an eternal optimist. Start to get excited about things. I'd much rather him over Joe Brady. He's got way more experience. You know what? I don't hate it either. 50-3 as a starting quarterback in college football. A man used to leading other big burly men and used to winning. Now used to winning. I also love a head coach of Nick Sirianni's caliber, which is funny to say because people have called that into question for whatever reason, despite him being the winningest coach over the last 3 years. Head coach of Nick Sirianni's caliber, pitching him on the stage after the Super Bowl. I think that speaks to how much he thinks of Kellen Moore. And so, I think it's impossible not to be excited. The very funny thing to me, and I haven't nailed, guys, the right analogy here, so maybe y'all can help me. But the funniest thing is, you look at this Eagles team, we mentioned Howie Roseman, the GM. It's the best constructed team I've maybe ever seen in the modern NFL, where they're just so complete everywhere. As we also said, they added 2 All-Pros in the offseason, the first time a team in the Super Bowl has ever had an offseason in which they added 2 All-Pros through free agency. And that doesn't even get into the drafting with like Jalen Carter, Kobe Dean. We know it all, right? What do you think Kellen Moore's going to think when he walks into the Saints locker room coming from Philly? I mean, it's just, like the thing that I'm kind of thinking of is like Gordon Bombay when he comes and sees the Mighty Ducks for the first time. And he's got his like fancy limo and he's used to living large and everything's good. And then he just has this ragtag motley crew of misfits. Only I don't know if anybody's got a knuckle puck in him, you know? What is he going to think when he walks in and there's Mickey Loomis? There's Mickey Loomis instead of Howie Rose. I mean, maybe Alvin? Maybe AK? It's just like, it's definitely one of those moments where it's going to be like, oh, okay. Like, oh, we got to work. We got to work cut out for us.
Yeah.
We got a lot to do here.
I think he realizes that. I mean, that's probably why it took so long to maybe get this deal done. I mean, he realizes it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not just going to be easy. You don't roll the helmets out there with the roster that they have, the quarterback situation that they have, the age that they have, the cap issues that they have.
He's like, Mickey, you want to trade up? Really? Are you sure? I wonder this. I wonder how much personnel authority he'll have.
Probably 0.
Avamar's wanted. It's like the guy walking into the burning apartment, pizza meme. Yeah, it's not unlike that. Except Jake said, maybe, like he said, maybe with a little more, maybe with a little more idea of that the house is already on fire before he opens the door. I wonder who the quarterback, who will eventually choose for quarterback. I think the most fun option would be to cut Carr, re-sign Jameis, and let our king return home and finally get a chance to shine. But I know that boat has sailed. I just love that man so much.
I can 1,000% get behind that. I will never forgive Mickey Loomis or Dennis Allen for
I know.
that, ever.
It's their greatest crime against the city.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened if he never got hurt. Anyway, back to Kellen Moore, though. Again, like I said, I think the base takeaway here, it's impossible not to be more excited than you were previously. And from reading, articles about how he's formed his offense over the years and how obsessive he is. He doesn't have a lot of vices. He's just football crazy. He grew up the son of a career high school football coach. Great old stories, Jake, about him scouring the internet for plays just for fun, like trying to desperately just studying West Coast, studying all the old offenses, and that now over the years he's created his own Frankenstein's monster of a system that is truly a blend of a little bit of everything. And one thing that Nick Underhill highlights in New Orleans on football is digestibility, where his offense is somewhere in the middle of, it's not like full high school, like cut the field in half and it's a 50-50 read and go, like simple call. It's not that, obviously, but it's also not the Sean Payton, 15-minute play call where at a certain point it borders on the ludicrous. He's somewhere comfortably in the middle. So
I think we can come back and ask Tay-Tay, even though he's got a Tom Brady jersey on today, like his thoughts, because he's gone through the Kellen Moore experience.
It's true. So Kellen Moore, probably going to be your next head coach in New Orleans.
I interviewed Spencer Rattler and Bub Means. I'm trying to think if we had any other Saints players. And they were like, wink, wink, hush, hush. Yeah, Kellen Moore. So, like, they've been told.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Again, I think the only thing that stops it is if he has a last second, like, I actually don't want to do this. Which I don't think, I think he's ready. You walk off after a Super Bowl like this, strike while the iron's hot.
For sure.
You got the ring. Good job. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.